Welcome, Chris Evans Radio. We are back with little Dave, and he is got a Caribbean tan.
Yeah, it's jacked and tan.
Yes,
The
yes.
rare moments.
He got the best, most what was the right word? Most catered to tan I've ever seen of any athlete I've ever worked with. It was a very cool experience. Do you mind sharing that lady's name? Because literally it was a great service.
Her Instagram is Maximus Posing Suits.
Mhm.
So she makes posing suits and she does tanning here in Utah.
Yep.
Um, and she's just awesome. She tans a lot. She goes to Olympia, tans some of the athletes up there.
Yes.
Um, so I would definitely recommend her.
It was an incredible service. So I do want to tell people like who are out there, and I know people are in show prep, like your stage color was the best it's ever been. And you got pre-coat, sprayed rinse, and then sprayed rinse between prejudging and finals.
Yep.
And I mean, it was such a good look. There were no missed holes. She put what was it, infused pineapple in the
Yeah. Yeah.
tan so it
The
smelled
the tan
good.
smelled like pineapple.
Right.
The yeah,
She was spritzing
that's
you with baby powder. Like, bro, I've never seen someone that great at their job for tanning. And I thought
yeah.
I knew good tanning. No, this is like next level shit. So, um, for all you out there, if you struggle with your tan, look her up on Instagram. I'm telling you, it would be worth it. So,
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I think that's something that most competitors overlook. I mean, you work your damn face off and then you go there and get a shitty tan and it makes you look 5, 10, 20% worse. Like that's heartbreaking. Because I mean, I was telling Lissa before you got tanned, I was like, this to me is the scariest part because we'd already done all the work. I knew that I was going to get your food right, but the tan is 100% out of you and I's control. Like, there's nothing we can do. Like,
Yeah.
you, the person who puts it on is either good or they aren't. Your skin either takes it or it doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking when I have competitors or just see people in general who are in great shape and they place 3, 4, 5 spots lower or call outs lower because of a poor tan.
Yeah.
So for all you guys and girls out there, invest and do your skin prep. And then, well, you got to be in shape or none of that shit matters.
Yeah. Super true.
So the topic for today is we're going to do the recap of our time in Vegas. And what's so funny? I feel like there were so many incredible things that happened with us. Like I don't even know where to start.
Yeah. It was a great week.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think we got there on the right days. You got there on Tuesday afternoon. I got there and I was like, what, 9 o'clock, 9:15
Yeah.
Wednesday morning. Um, and you had body work done while I worked and caught a nap. And then we trained after what, 4 meals on day
Yep.
one, and we worked out of the Dragon's Lair and did back. And I'll let you talk a little about what we did, because that was probably the most fun session I think we had together.
That was a really good session. We started with we warmed up with single arm cable rows
Yep.
and pull over,
Yep.
just cable. Did cable first. Neither one of those were like at all. It was just fluff.
Yes.
Kind
Agreed.
of just to wake ourselves up and start moving blood into our lats. And
Correct.
then from there, we went to row number one, which was that cool, the one I posted the video of, the Mega Mass one. Honestly, I'd never used that before, but it was a phenomenal machine. Able to just crank, great contraction.
Yeah.
Um, moved on to like a John Jewett pull down.
Yes. Yep.
Just one set there. It was one difficult set of like 15-ish reps.
Right. Yes.
And then honestly, like we were pretty pumped at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we moved back onto the what did we do after that?
Hold on, I'll pull it up so I can speak intelligently.
Yeah,
I had it all written out because I'm gonna do that. Let's see.
yeah,
Because the good thing is, like, I have all of this input, so everyone who's going to be running the program eventually will be released called Johnny Cage. This will be workout one of week two. Um, so let's see here. It is. We did that what Wednesday? No, Wednesday. You know what's funny? We both thought we did back first. No, it was wrong. We did arms first. Remember?
oh yeah, yeah. We did arms first.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm glad I looked that up. Yes. Yeah, we hit arms first. Yeah. All right. So I'll start here. I'll let you come back to back. We went over in the corner on that Arsenal pull down. I feel like I don't remember how many warm-ups we did. I think it was one. And you just like pinned the fucking stack on me. And you're like, all right, I'm gonna go do 20 now. I'm like, every fucking time you get me with that. I think I struggled for like maybe six, and then you helped me with four fours. And you're like, let's run it back. Let's do another one. I'm like, yeah, you crushed it again. I think it was finally, then we did overhead rope extensions, very
Yeah.
similar. And then by the third piece where we did the Arsenal dip machine, I was like, my body was like, okay, I'm good in a weight now.
Yeah.
And from that point forward, I could match you, which is it's fucking hilarious because you figured at that point you were 3 days out and rolling weight that most people wouldn't dream of in their off season. So, what's really amazing to me about that is I remember when we were training at Metro at Long Beach, it was a very similar experience with straight on pull downs. In that first session we did together, you like did a warm up set of 15, you pinned the stack on there. I'm like, holy fuck, you're ready. So, I think that's the cool thing is like typically in a normal setting, I would go first, but when it's your peak week workouts, and honestly, they aren't any different than how we normally train. I let you lead that, because it's just a good flow.
Yeah.
Because you normally work out and you're the first person in your group. So to me, in my mind, like I need to keep all of your shit as normal as possible. And at that point, I'm just there to train my face off, help you, and get a massive pump. So um that was that was a fun day because the Dragon's Lair was actually the most dead of both days we were there.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of all the things like that Arsenal dip was I'd never used that before. And we worked with 5 plates on that, and I think we got 20.
Yeah.
And I mean, of that whole workout, we did like one of some highlights for me that I remember. We did those like, easy bar curls to get the biceps warmed up. Then we did some stretch curls facing away on a seated cable row. Did some hammer curls and one set of prime preacher curls. Um, and I mean, I think the cool thing about how we set up those workouts was it wasn't a ton of volume, but the intensity was very high.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to toot our horns here, but there weren't many people at that facility on the same mission we were that day. Um, and it was just arms.
Yeah. Super true.
Right. So yeah, that arm day. And then we did some calves to finish.
Mhm.
So we just did a half hack and I think we did a couple sets. The last set was a drop set. And I mean, we both, I think, walked away from that session like, good God, we were pumped because when I looked at you when I got there on Wednesday, like your arms weren't flat by any means, but they weren't like blasting full.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things like, because I think a lot of times people wonder how I set up and structure training for the final week. And it's person to person. That's step one. I don't have a cookie cutter system.
Yeah.
If you need and want that, I have those workouts on my YouTube where you can just do the peak week workouts that I did from 2021. If that's the kind of person you are, but I much prefer to go like treat that peak week, especially someone like you who I've worked with for such a long time, and we just use those individually. You know what I mean? Like because when we got there, we did arms because I saw you needed it, and then you hadn't trained chest and shoulders, but I also wanted to put a little bit of back in there on the next day because
Yeah.
to make sure to ensure your lats were full. Um, and that's where to me the split does make sense because you have to visually take in like where the person goes flat, where I need to keep fullness, and where we need to drive blood and carbs and nutrients to because your food was pretty damn high. um especially at the beginning of the week. So, and I mean, we never pull your water, so I needed all those nutrients to the muscle to make sure it kept it full. And I mean, to me, like we timed everything workout wise, volume wise, intensity wise, about as perfect as you could,
Mhm.
in my opinion. Because in the past, I think we both have been guilty of maybe doing a little bit too much for you, um, especially when we get together
Yeah.
and get rolling. But I mean, there were multiple times where you're like, let's just do one set here and move on. And that to me shows maturity on both of our parts because it's very easy for someone with your mentality to get in there, get a pump. The environment's crazy, your adrenaline's going, you have a big pump, like to keep going and really start wasting through all those nutrients. Um, so yeah, so the second time we trained at the Dragon's Lair, it was back, and that was a little bit busier. Let me pull that up just so I can again speak as intelligent as possible with this session because I feel like because we did those single arm pull downs, and I cannot
Yeah.
remember where we
Yeah.
placed.
We did those right after the rows.
That's right. Yes.
It
Yeah.
was open. We were looking to do that first.
Yes. Correct. That's right. Yeah. So it
Mhm.
was straight arm pull down, single arm cable row. Maybe I even left that? No, I'm looking at the wrong guy. Yeah. 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 Okay. Perfect. So yeah. Straight arm pull downs, single arm pull down, seated cable row. Then we did the mega mass chest supported row, the Jewett pull down, and then we went into chest where
Yep.
that flex piece just shit on both of our chests. I'd never used that before, and dear God, that was nasty.
Yeah. I mean, it was like 4 plates aside. So,
Yeah, yeah. So we did that, and then we went and used that pec deck that neither you or I'd ever used before, and it was probably the smoothest one I'd ever been on.
yeah, that was easily the best pec deck I've ever used in my life.
Right. And I mean, all we did there was I think we did like a fill set of like 10 or 15. And then I said, fuck it, just put a heavy ass weight on there. Let's do 8 second stretch, lower the weight, 15, and then 20-second stretch. And man, that's all my chest needed that day. And
Yep.
by the look of yours, that's all you needed. So then we just got into shoulders, which we did. We stayed on that peg deck, just flipped around, did reverse peg deck for 2 rounds, supersetted with band pull aparts. And I think you even threw some dips in there, right?
Yeah.
To stretch your shoulders out. Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
just
then,
did a stretch.
oh,
There was that standing dip machine there. I just straight went into the bottom.
that's right. That's right. And then we finished with that side lateral machine, where we did 12 full reps, 12 partial. And sadly, I did probably one of the best sets of my life with you helping me through it, and we did not get it on camera.
Yeah.
I'm really upset about that.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm like, fuck. That was like, oh, that was a good set.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I wrote in the program like I did 12 full reps and then I cannot remember how many partials I did because I honestly don't know. I just know you were fucking yelling at me and just I just kept going.
Yeah.
So I mean again, it was a great session. Oh, I forgot we went back to that for a second set. You did 10 and then I gave you a partner resisted ISO hold to
Yep.
finish the day. And God, that I remember that feeling so good. I think I got off and I was like, man, I feel like my side delt's going to explode. And I mean, we both were so damn pumped uh, after that, and then you posed for a few rounds, which and just looked wild in that leg room. Like I still have those photos on my phone, and I was like, I just remember looking at that, thinking it's crazy to believe you have 3 meals in you, that much water, and you're that hard and dry. And I mean that to me just shows the years you've put strain under load. Uh,
Yep.
it shows the dedication to your meal plan in both the all season and pre-contest because I think most people don't think about this. If you eat a bunch of bullshit in the all season and get fat, that skin texture changes because it has to stretch and it's smooth and soft.
Yep.
You never lost skin texture all off season because you don't eat bullshit. And I mean, we were joking. I had told you to cut cheat meals at 18 weeks out and you cut them at 22 weeks out, right? Like
Yep.
that was your choice. It wasn't my choice. I said, hey, at 18, we're good. And you're like, no, 22. And, God knows what effect that has on it. We don't know, but I can tell you this, it worked.
Yep.
So, I think all the guys and girls out there who are saying, oh, like my glutes don't look like this, or my side leg doesn't look grainy or hard or granite, like it isn't always just I have to diet hard pre-contest. A lot of times you have to look at it and be like, I need to string together 2 or 3 years where I don't have more than one free meal a week.
Mhm.
And I know that's not sexy, and I know there's coaches out there that talk about, oh, what my athletes eat Five Guys 3 nights a week. Cool. That's probably not you if you've ever been in shape. Um, and I mean, listen, you weren't blessed with phenomenal genetics and you are literally working your way up the ladder at big NPC national shows, 14th, 8th, 7th, 4th. And I mean, my thought process always is like, if we just keep chiseling away, like the look is there and improving. So of the beginning of that week, was there anything that stood out in your mind that gave you any inclination that you knew it was going to be a good show week?
Honestly, the waking up in the morning and sending pictures, like we both know what like my AM fasted pics usually are the shittiest I look through that the day.
Agreed. Yep.
And those were starting to look stupid.
Yes. Yep.
You
Yep.
know, so I was taking those AM fasted pics and I'm like, I'm gonna be 20% better than this post workout.
Correct.
And I'm
Yep.
like, it's kind of fucking nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know we've talked about this before, and I don't believe no one probably appreciates it because they don't see your photos as much as you and I do. But it's like you're 20 to 30%, maybe 40% softer and smaller out of bed than you are after 2 meals and a gallon of water. And then you add a workout in there, and it just goes like this. And honestly, a lot of times you just need a walk and some electrolytes, and then
Mhm.
you get better and move. So, you know, I can't remember at what week. I'll have to look back in my emails. I think it was around 3 weeks, 4 weeks out. And I said to you, I was like, your fasted photos are starting to look like your regular photos. And you're like, I see the same thing, which is so rewarding because, I mean, what it took us 8 years to be able to say that.
Yeah,
Because usually I'm like, okay, cool. Like this is the starting point for the day, and it's only going to get better. Well, if we're starting it better and getting to great, like I know in my mind, like, okay, cool. If we hit that around 3 or 4 weeks out this season, what if we get that around 8 weeks or 10 weeks next time? Because everything got expedited this contest prep. That's the earliest I've ever had to refeed you at 12 weeks out.
Mhm.
And that's because your body was just humming. And I think what's amazing about that is one, that shows you that I don't do cookie cutter bullshit. Like it didn't like, oh, okay, it's 6 weeks out. We always start feeding Dave up. No, I feed him when you need it. And then two, you don't get inside your head and you're like, you don't say, are you sure 12 weeks out? We've never done one in this. You just say, okay, cool, got it. Because the amount of athletes that are like, Chris, we've never done this before, and they get panicked. And I'm like, well, that's a good, sometimes when we do things we've never done before, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
Like I think we hadn't done a cheat meal in the last couple seasons, and we did one this time.
yeah.
So again, read the body and react. I'm with you. Like when I started seeing those 3 and 4 week, 2 week out photos before we got together, and they were hard and crispy, and you could see the graininess to your lower body and glutes. I was like, man, this is gonna be wild and come Vegas time. Um, so progressing through the week on Friday, you didn't train, but you came to the torture gym with me. You did like stretching mobility. Every morning we got up and did a walk, just to get things moving. Nothing crazy. It wasn't like structured cardio or anything. We didn't even, I timed it on my watch just for curiosity of note taking, but it wasn't like, oh, we're going to do 15 minutes and then stop. We just
Yeah,
went for a walk. And like, I think the power of in that was it wasn't stressful. It wasn't like,
yeah,
all right, it's 7:30, we're gonna, meaning like 7 minutes and 30 seconds, we're gonna turn around and walk the same path back. So, um, did you want to talk at all about like with your food and what we did with it?
um, yeah. Well,
Okay.
I mean, like, so Wednesday, Thursday, we pretty much backloaded carbs. Friday, we brought it back down to low for the most of the day, and then meals 4 or 5, we added carbs back.
Yep.
Um, and then Saturday, obviously, was show day, and that was a matter of just kind of going meal by meal and seeing what I needed, which was a decent clip of food. We lowered protein a little bit on that day.
Yep.
I think we did 6 ounces a meal,
Yeah. Yep.
versus my normal 8 or 9.
Yep.
And um, we just kind of wrote out that making sure hardness and fullness was there lined up, and that worked out magically.
Agreed. And I always try to time your normal pre-lift meal with your pre-stage meal. It didn't work the first time, so we had to eat a third of another meal. Um, and then we're always going to do for you at least, well, not always, but we do the Rice Krispie treat almond butter and then pre-workout before stage, and that all
Yeah.
tends to always work really well for you. Um, yeah, I mean, what's funny is on Friday you woke up and you weren't spilled, but you were max full.
Yep.
And you and I talked about this, and I said, most coaches would be scared to look at their client and be like, "All right, we're gonna go back to just protein only." And your first meal was 400 grams of egg whites and nothing else. And then the next two meals were fish and air.
Mhm.
And then we did, if my memory's right, we did half venison, half fish, and then we added carbs and fat to the final two meals on Friday. And that was such the right call because it resensitized your body to those carbohydrates and it got you that like really crispy look back without spilling over. Because then we would have had to play some weird tricky game of like, all right, now we're gonna have to start using insulin and manipulating water a bit. And I don't want to play those games with you. Like I'd much rather just say, you're gonna be hungry for the next 8 hours because I know you can deal with
Yeah.
it. And it wasn't like you were doing any fuck, why can't I talk? Any energy expenditure that
Yeah.
day.
Just living.
Right, right. So the worst thing you had to do was go stand up and get tanned.
Yeah.
Or maybe make your meals was the longest thing of
Yeah.
standing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I agree with you. I think everything timed perfect. We didn't do any burgers and fries between prejudging and finals. We didn't do any pancakes the morning of. You just didn't need it. Like normal food, normal supplements. You drank all your electrolyte. Do you remember what the final total with water was? That
8.5 liters on Saturday.
and zero diuretics for anyone who's counting. So if you're out there thinking, man, to place top five at USA's, you gotta not drink water for 6 days and use a whole bottle of Diazide. Good luck. Like for the coaches out there, learn your client and refuse to play the game of, well, he needs a diuretic because it's show week.
Yeah.
He needs less water because it's show week. Give him water or her water and see what happens. And if they get
Oh,
harder, why
yeah.
pull it?
And the best part is I have fully visible ankles.
Shocker.
Just got home from traveling. You know,
Right. Yes.
not a drop of water on my legs.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's
Wild.
pretty cool how that works, right? And I mean, I remember you telling me when we got up on Saturday morning, you're like, I got up and pissed so many times last night. And again, I really believe this. Like, if I manipulate food right, and if you do what I ask you to, and you rest and keep stress low, man, good things happen. Um, I will say this, and I know I saw it last time, and I learned it last time with you. Your relationship is so calming, and Lissa doesn't give you stress. She alleviates stress.
Yeah.
Gives you help. I mean, how many times did she clean the kitchen up after us?
Oh, I
Like,
know.
offered to go to the grocery store. She drove everywhere. Like, it, that was so wonderful to watch because sadly, so many competitors have the opposite experience. Their spouse and families cause them stress and anxiety. And there's multiple times where she just let us do our own shit.
Mhm.
And she just showed up at the gym. She filmed our workouts. Like, how cool
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you want to speak on that for a bit and say thank you, because that is huge for your progress, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's been, like, I don't even know if you could put a number on how cool that is, but like having someone, if you're, your personal life or even just like a good friend, like, that's where training partners are awesome too. Because like I mean, I'm lucky I have I have two great ones where Like they are always going to put, if I'm in prep, they're like, they'll make sure shit happens so that my life isn't difficult. They're not going to be like, hey, we're busy today, so we're going to train arms at 9 p.m. It's like that won't happen.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. I mean, again, that that's not easy to hear for I know for a lot of people because it's hard to be open and honest with people that you love and care about. But if they're distracting your end mission, you simply have to ask them to get on board, or maybe you have to cut them out of your life. And that's a tough call. I get it.
Yeah.
Um, I'm like you. I'm very fortunate to have a wife who is very similar to the way Lissa treats you. Like that's the experience I always have. If she's at a show with me, it's what do you need? How can I help? Do you need some alone time? Do you need a water? Do you need to go to the store? Would you like me to get your food together? You're not going to drive, just sit back, chill, and relax. And again, if you have someone like that in your life, thank them and make sure you tell them you appreciate them because that's not easy.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean that's what I saw through that. And as far as like show day goes, um, we got up, we took a walk, we looked at you, posed, and I was like, man, today's just gonna be a moderate day of eating. Like all your same foods, protein, carbs, fat, every meal. Um, let's just keep water the same until we have a reason to change it, and we never needed to change it, which is awesome. All your normal supplements are in. I'm trying to think of like anything out of the ordinary that people normally ask, like, what did you guys do? Like, oh, talk about your pump up. Let's do that because that's a common question.
So pump up wise, I mean, like that one's always kind of funny because like so many start pumping up comically early,
Yes.
and like for prejudging, they had us go do our walkout, and
Yep.
then they brought us back and they had us do our quarter turns with everybody,
Yep.
and then they had us go out a third time, and then they had the call outs.
Yeah. Yeah, because
So
you came out in groups of five, then individuals for 30
mhm,
seconds. Then they called everyone out and they did first call out. And luckily, you were in the first call out. So
yeah.
yeah.
So like even just backstage, like if me being in heavyweight, like if there's a single light heavyweight going like in line, that means you still have a long fucking time,
Yes. Yep. Yep.
and we've all been there when it comes to training and prep, where you get a massive pump, you feel great, but then like by the time you walk to your car, the pump's gone,
Yes.
you
Yep.
know, and it's like just apply that to your pump up. Like, as soon as I saw it was needed, it was like, all right, cool, let's throw some blood in here. Let's I don't need to be out of breath. You don't need to, it's not a workout. You're just moving some blood in there. I'm gonna hit a couple poses, make sure those feel good,
Yes.
and then I'm gonna go walk out and do my thing.
Right.
And then guess what? Me posing up there is gonna pump me up more,
Right. Yes.
versus like if you lose, I mean, you eat, ate that Rice Krispie treat and you burn through all of that because you've just been pumping up for half an hour.
Yes. Yep.
By the time you get on stage, you're just going to deflate because your body's like, well, we're out of gas.
Correct. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, you're going to be one of those, you're just going to fade on stage.
Yes. Yep. You know, I'm going to talk about this timing because I think that's where a lot of guys and girls struggle. There were 22 light heavyweights. So if you do the simple math there, just for individual routines, that's going to be 11 and a half minutes of just them posing. That's literally just them posing individually, not counting the time it takes for them to walk to center stage, them call their name number, do all that bullshit. It was three call outs of light heavyweights, and then they brought the first group back out. So technically, there were five call outs in light heavyweights where they ran through multiple rounds of posing. And that timing between middleweights and you going on stage was a large gap of window. Like I didn't time it, but imagine if you started pumping up when middleweights are on. There's no way you would have been able to maintain a pump throughout the entirety of light heavyweights and all the people who posed before you in heavies because you're at the end with your last name being White. So if you think about that, like that's number one I wanted to point out. So just being patient is huge. And I know it's hard because anxiety and adrenaline, and you see everyone else doing it. So you feel kind of peer pressured. Stay chill. Number two is, I laugh at this because people are always like, Chris, give me your pump up routine. Will you please tell them what I told you for pump up? Do you remember?
Yeah, I did. I did a little bit of shoulder mobility,
Yes, yep.
uh, a couple push-ups, and then a couple rows.
Yep.
That was it.
It- I didn't give you some elaborate, like, I don't know what people are expecting when they ask me that. Like, if they want some like magical pump up routine where it's like 2 sets of 12 of this and a giant set of this. And like, listen, just get a pump in where you're weak, like your weaknesses. Like, and I think about when I think about your physique, right? Like, we're not going to pump your legs up, obviously. I don't want them to get shaky and weird. So we're going to throw some blood in your lats, get some in your chest, shoulders, and then your arms were so full. I told you you didn't even need to pump your arms. Like your arms were splitting full when I left you. I was like, your arms are good. Chest, shoulders, back. You're like, okay. And like literally, it was as easy as that. And there, again, there's no magic to it. It's just get pump, and then, and here's what I think. When you posed for me, every time you got better as we did one round into half round and then the second round. So I knew that like once you got through the groups of five and your individual, you would be getting better by the time you got on stage. And I was actually hoping they were going to do an additional, like call the top four of you guys back out again at the end, like they did light heavyweight, because you were getting better as the rounds were going. Could you, when you were on stage, could you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because that's what I saw. Um, Let me ask you this, because I think this is a huge question, and it's something I had written down that I wanted to ask you. So you came out in groups of five, you did your individual, you're lined up in the back, and you're waiting for Tyler to call first call out. What's going through your head?
Honestly, I could
Yeah.
not remember my fucking number for the life of me. Because I don't know what they did this year, but usually bodybuilders have the lowest numbers.
Right. Yeah.
Like I think last year I was like 17 or something.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Now I was 386, and I was like, the amount of times I was like, what the fuck, is my number. When they called 386, I was like looking around, then I was like, oh shit, that's me.
Right. So okay, so they call your number, you realize that you get in your front relaxed. What's going through your mind now?
Honestly, I was like, that was what I wanted. I was wanted to be in top five.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
And I knew that was a thing. So
Yep.
that made me really happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they moved me once. And I was like, okay, cool.
Right.
And then I was standing next to Chris, so I
Yep.
figured I was in a good spot.
Correct.
Um and the that was just a fun experience.
Yes. Yeah. You know, and this is what I told you afterwards. Like you stood beside Colossus Ken from Animal Pack at North Americans, and you could see the size discrepancy when you came out. And it's like, okay, that's the overall winner. And then this is Dave. He looks good, but he can't battle. Like, just you didn't have the size yet. You came out, you were right beside Chris, who won heavyweights. And for the first time in a national show, in my mind, you held your own size wise. And I was like, fuck yeah. Because in my mind, I figured Chris would be battling for top two. You're standing beside of him and you're going shot for shot and you're trading shots. Like you can argue like certain ones you beat him, certain ones he beats you, different body parts are better, vice versa. And I'm thinking to myself, man, you just leveled up big time. And like that's why I was going so damn crazy in the audience is, you know, this time you had better abdominal control. Your tan was better. And your midsection, that was the tightest we've ever had on stage. Like it was a testament to how hard you've been training your abs. And it's cool to me. Like I remember just sitting there after they got through that first call out and feeling like so rewarding from coaching you and knowing like, man, 6 years ago, no one believed this would happen. I'm like, he's top five at USA's at 30. Like that's fucking awesome. Um, so yeah, I was pretty fired up.
Yeah.
I was pretty damn fired up, and so were you. And I mean, what's funny is I remember like I didn't even watch Supers because I shot over to you, and I even beat Lissa to you.
Mhm.
Wrapped my arms around you, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same. That was a good feeling.
yeah, it was. Yeah, and I mean, I think it was such a good feeling because everything was nailed, like we had a great week of training. This whole prep went stress-free. We had no injuries. Well, you had no injuries. There was nothing but just smooth. It was
Yeah.
just checking the boxes, check in, checking the boxes, check in, adjust the plan, fill up, suck down, fill up, suck down, push you to the next level of condition, fill up for 2 days, suck down, like pull cardio out, put cardio in, add hit, take it away. Like all these little adjustments worked to perfection. And when I get to see that come to life on stage, and you and I are fortunate enough to both know that it isn't just this singular 18, 20 week prep, but 8 years of us together working for this singular mission. It's really fucking cool, man. And I hope you know what it means to me. So
Yeah.
really cool. So um you want to talk about what you ate afterwards?
Yeah. So we went to Black Tap in Vegas, um, which I don't I'd have never been there before, but we got well, I got a burger and fries and a thing of chicken tenders.
Yes. Yep.
We shared an appetizer of fried pickles,
Yep.
and we shared one of the Oreo milkshakes. But they had Black Tap. If anybody watches this and someone asks if they can add a brownie to a milkshake,
Yeah.
the waitress legitimately said, "I can't add more to the milkshake. It's against the rules."
Yes. Yes. I think she just wanted you to have to buy another milkshake. I'll
Yeah,
be
there's no rules in milkshakes.
no, no.
Period.
Put a fucking brownie
Uh,
on the man's plate.
yeah, but the outside of that was fantastic. Um, and then um, we went home, fell asleep. I woke up the next day. We did cardio. We yeah we drove to EOS and did cardio.
Yep.
And then I had egg whites and chicken for breakfast.
Yep.
And then took Alyssa out to breakfast. And that one I was actually I don't remember what that place was called. She
Okay.
picked it and it was phenomenal. Like that was actually probably one of the best breakfast spots I've had.
Okay.
I had New York steak and eggs, hash browns, toast, and then a half stack of pancakes.
Yep.
And then pretty much kept it together the rest of the day. We were going to go out again for take our list out to dinner, but by the time we got to that point, we were both just like done. So I just made my last meal chicken and cream of rice with some peanut butter,
Yep.
you know, and here we are.
Right. Yeah. And then yesterday was protein only, protein and I alternate between protein only and protein fat meals.
Yep.
And you woke up, what, was it 3 pounds lighter, 4 pounds lighter? I can't remember. I forget.
Close to 5.
That's right. Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
I was 221 the day after the show, and I was 216 this morning.
Yeah.
So a little bit lower than, but
Yeah.
not bad.
That sets you up to me. I always like that, like what I consider like a clean out day
Mhm.
for your training today. You got back and glutes and 500 grams of carbs coming your way.
Yeah.
So like it's one of those things like where almost like resets your stomach, resensitizes you to the carbs, and then now like this is what I view as like day one of rebound.
Yep. Same.
Tone
That's
filled in. Yep,
exactly what I sent you in my check-in.
correct. Because a lot of people would argue like, oh, rebound starts the day after. I'm like, yeah, you're not. To me, it's like you're not home yet. You're not in your gym. Food is pretty locked in, but not perfect. Like day one to me is like you get home, you wake up in your kitchen, you do your steps, you do your cardio, whatever, you take all your morning supplements, and you're like, okay, this in my mind is where it begins day one of getting better for next year. And um, yeah, that everything you just explained there, I love how you painted that picture of you enjoyed time with your girlfriend and your mom and me, and you didn't eat until you couldn't see straight. Like you didn't get sick, you weren't in the fetal position, like no one had to carry you home.
Yeah.
You didn't have some bloated, blown out belly that looked like you were had twins. Like you got a few good meals in you. You got to de-stress if you had any, and then it's back to doing what we love.
Yeah. And then I mean Sunday, I mean we probably got 20,000 steps because me and Lissa walked around the strip for like the day,
Right. Yeah.
know? And a lot of fun activities there.
Yeah.
It's always the fun time to do stuff in Vegas, like hanging out with your significant other,
Right.
especially post show and like not really having anything to stress about.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
the what I like to do. Some people like finding ways to stress out about things, but I kind of just like chilling.
Right. Yes. Yeah. That is definitely a superpower of yours, right? Like that's something that a lot of people I think could really learn from you. Because as precise and accurate as you are with everything, you don't allow that to be a handicap where a lot of people do. Like, oh, my meal isn't at 2:05. Oh, we had to wait 2 minutes to get on that row machine. Oh, we have to use this chest press because people are on that one. Like, all these like little things. I mean, you walked out of the house without your trunks, and you're like, oh, I forgot my trunks. And you just walk by side and get them. Not a big deal.
Yeah,
I mean, that right there of just being as calm and chill and just like, look, we've been here before, we've done this. There's nothing different. You're ready. And I mean that I think that also plays into probably why you're so calm is you did everything that I asked and this was your best. So what is there to
yeah,
worry about?
yeah, yeah. Win or lose, there's nothing else I could have done.
No.
Like that's a whole different story. If I see that so often on people get so upset with like themselves or their coach because their coach said, "All right, cool, I need you to do 45 minutes of cardio a day," and they did 40.
Right.
You know, and then they get done with prep and they're like, "What if I did 45?" And that just eats them alive.
Yep.
You know, I have no idea like that's gonna feel like because I'm not gonna let it happen. I don't want to feel that what if.
No.
Like it's so much easier to just be like, all right, cool. I did the task what I was required of me, and I did it to my best ability.
Yep. Yep.
And everything else. The cards are gonna fall where they fall.
Correct.
But like, it is so stupid to think that if you half-ass something or you don't give something your full effort, well, you're gonna have a full outcome.
Mhm. Yep.
And I mean, that's the world we live in now. I mean, we live in social media land where so many people are more focused on filming their workout than actually training.
Yep. Yep.
Like they care more about the post than they do the workout, you know. And I mean, like we're a good example of that. Like, if we didn't film a single one of our workouts, they'd still be hard, you know.
Yeah.
If our gym owner said no more cameras in the gym, you, you know, our life wouldn't change.
No. No. Same shit.
I don't really give a fuck if people see this or they don't.
Right.
But I'm doing this because I want to do this, not because I want someone to see me do it. And that's kind of the difference of, I mean, the mentality. There's no reason for me to be stressed out or pissed off or say what if,
Yeah.
because the it's all here. Like this is what I want to do. Not I'm not doing this for other people.
I mean, think about how many individuals came up to us and they're like, man, we saw you at the Dragons later and you were getting it.
Yeah, random people who were at the booth and they're like, Jesus Christ.
Right. And I mean, it's wild to me that people don't see that and think, fuck, that's what I need to do. It's always like, man, that's crazy. Like, what if we aren't crazy? What if that should be normal? That's what I think. And I'm like, that should be normal. Like, I don't understand. And I said this to you. There was a lot of crazy physiques at the Dragon Slayer. People that with far superior genetics and structure than you and I would ever dream of. Small waist, wide ass shoulders. But the look you and I have in the texture to our skin and the graininess of that muscle comes one fucking way. And it's not drugs and it's not genetics. I believe in my heart it's the way we operate in the gym. And I know people can probably argue that, but it's fucking bullshit. You and I train the exact same for the most part, and there's a look and texture to the skin that's different. And I believe in my heart it's because of that training. And it's because of what Someone said to me, they're like, man, he's really going at it hard the week of the show. Are you worried he's going to have inflammation? And I said, he hadn't had inflammation this entire time. Why would he have it now? And they couldn't give me an answer. It's, oh, well, aren't you supposed to? According to who?
Yeah.
Who told you this? Where's that written in the bodybuilding rule book? If so, I'm not going to listen to it.
Yeah.
And then it goes down that rabbit hole of like people saying, oh, Chris just likes to do things different to say fuck you to people. No, I like you to be your best. And I know in my mind it would cause you more stress if we went in there and did a fluffy ass workout and I made you like do dumbbell curls with the 15s with like an RPE of 3. You'd be like, why in the fuck are we even here? We could have walked around.
Yeah.
Your body would freak out more if I didn't give you that stimulus that it's used to. In my
Yeah.
mind, that's how I look at it. There's no way that you didn't have an extreme endorphin release doing what we did in the gym those 2 days. There's no way. It brought me so much fucking joy to do that. You had to feel the same fucking way.
Oh, exactly.
So,
Yeah,
man,
it's the compounding interest that, like the human body's super adaptable to things. And like I've been training this way for, probably 10 years.
right. Yeah.
Like why on earth would my body not be able to handle it for, you know,
45
like,
minutes.
like sure, like if I took someone out who'd never trained with me before, and it was their final week of the show and they came and we pushed them through our workout, yeah, they'd probably be pretty fucked up.
Right. Yes.
Like that was a normal fucking Wednesday for us.
Right. Right. Yeah. We honestly just pared volume down just a bit. Like literally,
Yeah,
that's what we changed. Um, and then I didn't give you quite as many force reps as I probably normally would. And rightfully so. Um, but notice I said not as many. We still did some. I still helped you get more reps. Like
yeah,
we want to squeeze a fucking muscle tissue. Like I, that is a tough concept, I think, for a lot of people to handle and to come to terms with. And you know, sadly, you didn't get to train legs with me at that torture gym because it was an absolute blast. We using that equipment, it was so fucking good. Like one of my clients came and joined me for that, and like he was brutally reminded that he's got to level up. And like it's like you said, like I think most people probably assumed, oh, they're traveling. It's gonna be an easy leg day. Go fuck yourself. I have a playground of new equipment to use. I'm gonna put that shit to the test.
well,
Like,
exactly.
right. So yeah. Man, like I think I want to we'll end it there because I think the next one I want to spend talking about like deciding what to do after the show. Meaning, do you keep pushing? Do you do another show? Do you uh buckle down and do a rebound? Do you go into a rest phase? I think that would be a good topic for us to get into next time. And use you as an example of what we're going to do. So a little
Yep.
teaser there. You have to wait until next week to find out what we're going to do. um, but I mean, all in all, man, like incredible week, incredible prep, and yeah, listen, we just got to keep stacking these years together, and
Yep.
it. I'm going to end with this. It would have been so easy for you a few years ago, this year, whatever, to say, you know what, I'm going to go hire Chris Aceto or Milos, Patrick Tor, a giant name, Hani, fill in the blank. I just saw that Chad Nichols is taking clients on for the first time again. That'd be easy and it's enticing, right? Because you're like, oh, I'm getting closer. I'm in the first call out, right? But the ability for you to be like, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I know we're on the right path. Let's end it with you maybe talking about that thought process, like what prevents you or what encourages you to continue down this path as opposed to jump ship and go to a big name coach.
Well, I mean, honestly, the track record we have is easy enough to just be like, well, this is obviously fucking working.
Right. Yep.
I neither one of us coast,
No.
and I see far too much of that in even the pro ranks of, people that get to a point and they don't fucking change. And that might be a coaching issue. That might just be a client issue.
Yep.
That might be an effort issue. Like I'm not really fucking sure what's happening there.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I mean, like bodybuilding is about making progress.
Yes.
And I just posted my fucking first show with you to my fucking last show, over the last 8 years of progress,
Yep.
and over 80 pounds of added stage weight. Stage weight.
Yes. Yeah.
Not like legitly. I've been over 100 pounds heavier than my beef, of tissue,
Right. Yeah.
but not stage weight. Like, and looking back, it's like, all right, cool. We had this. It's better. We saw this problem. It's improved.
Yep.
Like there's never going to be something that's black and white. It's never going to be like, oh, my midsection controls was shitty as fuck in 23.
Right.
It's a lot better today. It's never going to be. It's I'm not Chris Bumstead by any means when it comes to midsection control, but I am better than I was last year.
Correct. Yep.
And that's not the only thing I got better at.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. One of the things that I believe you and I do really well and what we see is the same. Like when we went through like the assessment of your photos like the day after, and we were just talking in the kitchen about like, I'd like to see this fix and this fix and this fix. And we address your physique, that immediately gets put into a plan of action. Okay, I need you to do this, and I need me to do this. And then we work together towards that. So, for example, one of our goals is and hear me, and guys, listen to me when I say this. I want his back double bicep better. So many people get in this trap of, oh, I need better lats. I need more trap thickness. If you're trying to win a national level show, you have to take poses that you lose and make them unbeatable. That's how I've coached you for the last 5 years. Because at the beginning, it was simply just a matter of add more muscle. Like
yeah,
we need more muscle. End of story. You just need to get bigger. It was pretty fucking simple in terms of the as a macro level. Now we're at a spot where it's like, okay, we need every pose to be strong. Which one are we going to focus on the most? So like this past one, like we had to level up your front relax and your side tricep. Both happened big time.
yeah,
In like a cool coaching thing with this, so I can share with people. At I think I want to say like 8 or 10 weeks out, I said every fucking week send me a side tricep. I know it sucks. I know you don't want to do it. We all fucking hate hitting side tris when we aren't peeled. I don't care. You're gonna do it. And then guess what happened? It became one of your strongest shots. Weird, right? I, you have to, as a coach, not be scared to ask your guys to do things that are uncomfortable.
yeah,
Right? So, for example, another thing that I know is not going to be fun is I was like, hey, you're going to pose every week. Cool. I wrote it into your plan because I know in my heart, if I write in your plan 3 times 15 minutes, 2 rounds after your cardio, guess what I know is going to happen with you?
yeah. It's gonna happen.
Correct. So, coaches out there, assess, get better, level up. And that's why we work well together. End of story. I refuse to be his cheerleader. That ain't my job. You don't pay me for that bullshit. I will tell you when I'm proud of you, but you're gonna fucking earn it. When I post your photos, it's because I'm proud of those. It isn't because I'm doing it to feed your ego, right? You post a crazy shot. I'm like, man, that's fucking awesome. Share. Cool. It's as simple as that. I know that in this coaching world, everyone's looking for like instant gratification and praise and all that kind of stuff. It took you years to build a physique that I posted regularly.
Yeah,
Sorry, that's life. That's how it works.
super true.
And listen, I've never been scared to ruffle feathers and to push buttons. And I think again, that's why we work well together is because I do that with you. I give you a mission and say, hey, we're going to fix this. I want this better. And you say, yes, sir. How can we do it? Create a plan. You give me feedback like, okay, cool. I like that. What if we did this? We work together and then we're on a mission in the same tunnel.
Yep.
And that can't be replicated when you have two men working for the same goal with everything in their being.
Hmm.
And I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. There are coaches who are smarter and better and more experienced than me, but I promise no one is more fucking obsessive at making you your best than I am. I will take that shit to the bank. No one will fucking work harder than me.
Yeah.
And I believe that in my heart. And I've demonstrated that for you for 8 years. And that's why you continue to hire me.
Yeah.
It's why you continue to add 10 pounds of stage weight on average per year. Go find other coaches who are going to do that for you. They aren't.
No.
And when you find someone you're synergistic with, don't break it up. Don't get impatient. Don't get teased by what's shiny and new over here. I think I said this to you, like there there are many beautiful women in this world, but I have one wife, and she's it for me. And that's how I look at it. Like if you're on a plan and it's working, follow it, nail it, give it your best. And if the coaches out there, do not get complacent with your athletes. Dave is good, but we can make him great. Like that's how I look at it. You're getting better, but motherfucker, we're gonna keep riding that horse. Like, and again, that's why you and I work well together because you want that. So, yeah. Until next time, Chris Dave, fourth place finisher at USA's 2005, fuck, 2025. And until next time, we're out. See you guys. Let's see if I can get to stop.